girl Niobe.
And I'm Donald.
And today we are welcoming you to our kitchen because we want to teach you guys how to bring brunch to your home. Today's menu consists of Donald's famous shrimp and grits.
Yes. I
cannot wait for you guys to learn how to make that. Also, I'm going to show you guys how to make French toast from scratch with some eggs. And we're going to have some mimosas. Because what is brunch without mimosas?
It's not brunch.
Now, we will tell you guys that we got all of our ingredients for today's video from Aldi.
Alright, so let's get into making these shrimp and grits. So I'm a big boy, so I have my towel just in case I need to wipe my forehead off. And so that also lets you know that it is going to be bomb. We're just going to open up the bag of shrimp. We're just going to grab our scissors and cut it open. Really easy. Next, we're going to grab the strainer and the shrimp. We're going to walk over to the sink and pour the shrimp into the strainer because these shrimp have defrosted and we want to just make sure that the water goes into the sink. So come with me. Now I'm going to add my shrimp to the water and add vinegar and let it sit for 5 minutes. So I don't like to cut up vegetables, so I'm going to turn to my lovely fiance and I'm going to let her show you which vegetables to cut up and also cutting up the sausage as well.
Alright, so now we're going to take a cutting board and a knife and cut up the peppers first. For today's recipe, we're going to have the peppers in a circular shape, but like I said, it's your preference. You can do whatever you like. If you like them to be cut like the long way, that's fine, or dice them up, that's fine. It's not gonna affect the taste of the food, okay? So right now, I like to cut off the tops of the peppers and just keep cutting them. Now, just want to let you guys know, because I always talk about cleanliness, I already washed these peppers off. And to wash them off, I just use warm water. Alright, and that's how you cut the peppers up for this. So you see, they're nice and circular. Now, like I said, you can dice those up or cut them a different way. Alright, and we're going to add that to the bowl of peppers that I already have. I already have some pre-cuts. I'm gonna apologize right now. Your girl might cry on camera, okay? Onions are not easy to cut up, we all know that. And I've tried all different types of hacks and none of them work. So today what I'm gonna do is just gonna cut on each side of the onion and peel it first. And then I'm gonna rinse it in the sink. I'm already crying.
A few moments later.
Oh Jesus, cut the cat. Oh Jesus. Alright, so next we're gonna cut up our sausage. I just like to cut these into circles and make sure they're not too thick or not too small. Okay, I'm not gonna use that whole package. This is how much I'm gonna use, okay? Because once again, it's... Donna just looked at me like I was crazy. Okay, I'll cut a little bit more, babe. He gave me the thumbs up. Okay, so this is how much I cut. And we're gonna cut these up into circles. All right, next we're gonna bring Donald back on to season the shrimp. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Who's back? So now that the shrimp has set for about 5 minutes, we're now going to drain the shrimp and then season it. So I have my shrimp in my container and I'm about to walk over to the sink and drain the shrimp. So now we have our shrimp drained, pouring it back into the bowl. You can sometimes pat the shrimp down to dry them off, but I just go ahead and I utilize that to help the seasoning stick to the shrimp. So first, I want to use some Creole seasoning, and this is salty, high in sodium, so I try not to utilize too much, but it is flavorful and very good. I watch a lot of cooking shows and things like that. I don't use a pinch. It's not measured. I go with the heart, so season as your heart desires. Then I am light when I utilize the Goya. I utilize this very lightly because it is salty. Next, I like to add in my garlic powder. Then I add a little pepper at the end. After I'm done, I get some virgin oil and I put it on the shrimp to go with water to make sure that it sticks to the shrimp so that it's seasoned well. So I have olive oil. I pour a little over. And then I put the top back on, and then I shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Oh, we're gonna go to church now, because it's Sunday. No, I did not play the tambourine. I do just have a little rhythm. I went to a Southern Baptist church, y'all. So what we're gonna do now is Niobe is going to get ready to cook her French toast. The shrimp and grits do not take that long to cook, so we like to cook the toast first, then the shrimp and grits, and then the eggs last. So the fiance is coming back up next.
All right, everyone, so it's time to make this homemade French toast. So first things first, you're gonna crack some eggs. Usually I crack about 2 eggs first, and if I need more, I'll crack another one, because you don't want to crack too many eggs and have too much batter. So that's what we're gonna make right now, is the batter. So I'll crack my first egg. And I'm gonna throw this away. Okay, now to the eggs. Before I mix them up, I'm gonna put my cinnamon in there. I just sprinkle a little bit. This is your personal preference at this point. I like mine to cover the entire bowl. Then you're gonna add about 4 drops of vanilla. Ooh, whatever, we're just dropping it in there today. Then you're gonna also add a little bit. Let's actually measure the milk, because you don't want too much milk. So I have my teaspoon right here. Okay. Add 2 teaspoons of milk. Okay. Oh, teaspoons, tablespoon, teaspoon, tablespoon. promise I graduated college. Alright, so I'm gonna take a fork and I'm gonna mix it all up. It's gonna look disgusting, okay, the batter, but at the end of the day, it's gonna taste delicious. All right. All right, once I'm done doing that, I'm going to start preheating my pan that I'm gonna cook this in, and that's when we're gonna grab our stick of butter. All right, so I just preheated my pan. I put it on medium. If you have numbers, that's 5 is right in the middle, and that way it's gonna have a nice golden texture to it and color. All right, next, what I'm gonna do is grab a paper plate, actually, a separate plate. So once I've dipped my bread into my batter, it doesn't stay in there, because if it stays too long in the batter, it'll get super soggy, and you don't want soggy French toast, okay? All right, so I'm gonna take my bread and I'm gonna dip it into my batter, and then to take the bread out, I'm just gonna use that same fork to take my my bread out. Okay, my bread is fully coated with the batter, and I'm going to bring the cinnamon with me while I go to the stove and put this into the pan. All right, my pan is really hot. The butter is sizzling. I'm going to add the cinnamon the French toast to the pan. And what I like to do, because I really like the taste of cinnamon, I'm gonna add some more on top of the bread, so when I flip it, it's cooking on that side. All right, and I'm gonna press the bread down. Okay, so my bread is on the stove. You are going to let it sit on one side until it's a nice brown golden color, and then you're gonna flip it, sprinkle some more cinnamon if you like to, and let the other side cook until it's a nice brown color. And make sure you have a plate, another plate that doesn't have any batter on it, a clean plate on the side to put the cooked French toast. And then we're gonna have our stove on warm, and we're gonna put that plate in the stove so our French toast stays warm while we're cooking our rest of our food, okay? All right, and there you have it. You have French toast.
All right, now let's get into these delicious shrimp and grits. So before I get started, I like to go ahead and measure out and get my water and my content boiling as I prepare the grits, so that once the shrimp is done, I can add the grits and just start stirring, because you have to whip it real hard. I'm going to make 1 cup of grits, and 1 cup of grits calls for 4 cups of water. Here's the secret. I don't do 4 cups of water, I do 2 cups of water, and then I do 2 cups of milk. That also gives you creamy grits as well. My girl is listening, now she knows the secret, but she already accepted the ring, so I'm good. We have our pot of water boiling for the grits. First things first, we want to start cooking the bacon. I like to take my bacon that we have, and I'm going to be cutting it in half. Then I'm going to walk over to the stove and put the bacon on the pan on medium. So while my bacon is cooking, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to start sauteing my onions by putting butter in a pan on medium heat. Now I'm getting ready to add the onions and peppers to the skillet. Use as much as you like. I like to use a lot actually because the onion and the pepper to me give flavor to the shrimp and the grits. And you don't have to use it all. It's up to your discretion on how much you want to use once we get to that stage. When you're cooking your bacon, you want to make sure that you have a plate with paper towel on it so that you can drain your bacon to get all of that grease out. And how long you cook the bacon is up to you. Some people like their bacon crispy. Some people like theirs less than crispy. But when I make it for shrimp and grits, I like to make sure that my bacon is crispy. As you can see, the milk is starting to boil up. So we're going to stir it and knock that down a little bit. Because we do not want that to foam over. And I start off with the heat on high. Or a little bit lower than high on 8, and then I'm going to move it actually to 6 so that when I add the grits they don't cook too fast. Alright, the sausage is cut up. My lovely fiance did that, so we're about to add this to the pan that we cooked the bacon in, just so that the sausage can have a little bit of a bacon taste to it. So as we get ready to add the shrimp to the onions and peppers, we like to make sure that we use minced garlic, and you also want to turn the heat down to about 3. You then put the minced garlic in, and then we put the shrimp into the pan, and we use raw shrimp because you don't want the pre-cook with the raw. You can tell when it's finished. As soon as it starts to turn a little pink, you flip it to the other side, and then we get it off early because we want it to be good and juicy. That's the key to the good shrimp, y'all. And at this point, I usually, after I put the shrimp in, I know it's a lot to multitask, but that's when I scoop my cup of grits out and put it into the water and milk combination. Again, as soon as those tails start to turn pink, that's when I flip them over to the other side. You do not want to overcook shrimp. It is hard to undercook it, but you do not want to overcook shrimp. This is just done with my eye. I check the consistency. I just need a little bit more. They're pretty creamy.
Alright, now I'm going to make some fluffy eggs. I'm going to crack 2 eggs, add some milk, salt and pepper, and to top it off, add some cheese. I have my pan preheating with some butter in it because the more butter, the less you're going to have difficulties with your fluffy eggs. Okay, so as the eggs get hard around the edges, that's when we're gonna move it to the center, and you make sure that the eggs are always covering the entire pan. And I use a spatula for this. So we're just gonna move anything that's hard to the center. And you're going to keep repeating the same steps until you cook all of your eggs. At this point, you're going to take it off the stove and you're going to flip it so the other side can cook. You cut your stove off. And that's it. You have perfect, fluffy, cheesy eggs. Alright guys, we put in that work in the kitchen. We chefed it up. Alright, so we're going to put a little clip about how our plating is because our head chef Donald fixed it up. And let's taste it. Okay, let's get our forks. Oh, pause. We gonna pray first. We're not even making mimosas first. We gonna pray first. All right, guys. So now we're gonna get into the options for mimosas and bellinis. Aldi has a lot of things to offer, and we also have options for people that don't drink alcohol. We got you, okay? So we're gonna start with the first champagne. It's called Prosecco, and this one is $8.99. $8.99, okay? And it tastes good, okay? It tastes good, right, babe?
No headache in the morning.
No hangovers. You know, sometimes you buy that cheap champagne and it's not where it is, but this is actually pretty good. So he's gonna open this one for us, and I'm gonna just cover my ears when he does that because I am skittish. It wasn't that bad, but I still can't take the suspense.
So, like at any good brunch place, we do have the container. We just pour this right in.
It's called a pitcher. You not gonna tilt it? Ah, he tripping. You gotta tilt it. That way you have less carbonation happening, less bubbles and stuff. Now, we don't know how y'all drink our mimosas, but we like a hint of orange juice. So we're not gonna add too much orange juice, okay? And remember, we got the mango flavor. They also have pineapple or regular. They have high pulp, low pulp. You could also mix cranberry juice with it or pomegranate juice. But we're gonna keep it simple and just add orange juice today.
A little more?
I know.
It's been a long day.
So this is what it's looking like so far. Our little mimosa mix. Now we're gonna show you guys the other options that they have at Aldi. So this one is a strawberry daiquiri. This is for my non-alcoholic drinker. It has 0%, like there's no alcohol at all. And it's like a sparkling one, so when you open it, it's gonna have a little sizzle. We got the strawberry daiquiri one, but they had pineapple, apple, all types of different flavors, and that was just one of the brands they have. They have different brands and stuff. Now, if $8.99 is too expensive for your pockets, they have a $4.99 bottle as well, and it tastes good. Not as good, but it's still decent for the amount you're paying for. Now, last option we have is Bellinis, okay? So once again, they have different flavors, but this time we got strawberry. We already tried the peach flavor, and it was really good. And now we want to try the strawberry flavor tonight.
And the last time that we had a get-together brunch at the house, we bought these brunch glasses from the dollar store.
They were $1.
We have about 20 of them now, so
yes.
The next time we host, we will have the glasses ready. So let's pour up, baby.
Yeah. And also just talking about setting your atmosphere for brunch. You know, brunch is all about freshness. If it was still daytime, we would have the windows open. We had them open earlier, but you know what, things happen. Also, you guys saw in my kitchen, I had like flowers and stuff. You can go to the dollar store, get these vases for $1. They have different sizes, big ones, small ones. And go to your local grocery store and get $4 flowers. These flowers literally in my kitchen were $4 a piece. Really cheap. And then you know, if you like music, you can play some music in your house and set the mood. Okay, guys?
Yes, get that playlist ready. Play that Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? That's when I start dancing. That's after the mimosas kick in.
Yeah, when the mimosas kick in, he love to dance, guys. He'll
Okay,
pick me
enough
up.
about me.
Oh, okay.
So
Now we about to dive in it.
say this. Look at God.
When I have good food, I do like a little food dance. That's when you know it's good.
And I get quiet.
Yeah, he does. And sis, don't be afraid to do your makeup, get dressed up, get cute, set the mood, okay?
Yes. She be looking good, y'all. She know after
What?
the mimosa kick in, it's about to go down.
Hey little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Tell a little something that you like to hear. Ooh. Let me drink some more.
Yeah, I know I met her at brunch, right?
That is very true. That's when he got my number at brunch. This is why we love brunch. It brought us together. Alright everyone, we're gonna enjoy our meal together, but we want to just say, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what is your favorite food you like to eat at brunch. And make sure you follow both of our pages. They are down below. And until next time, cheers.